Now, I got a multi-sport athlete for you, Boomer Esiason. It's a very young Boomer. He played varsity basketball and baseball in high school before going to Maryland to star in football. Then off to the NFL for a 14-year career. And for the last 2 decades, he's been a mainstay broadcaster. He's pretty busy during football season, so earlier this summer, I went to New York to visit with him back when he was at his old local radio show. What made you want to go to Maryland?
It was the only school that offered me a scholarship. And for some reason, somehow, my high school football coach convinced the University of Maryland that I would be worthy as a scholarship offering. And I think I got the last scholarship in 1979. Somebody probably backed out. I don't know, Todd Blackledge or right. Kenny O'Brien or somebody like that probably backed out of a scholarship. So I got it and sat for really 2 years before I got my legitimate chance to be the starting quarterback at the University of Maryland.
So you're not from Maryland and you go there. What are your first thoughts when you hear the Maryland accent?
It was kind of weird, you know, talking about crabs, and my father-in-law to this day has that accent. You know, it's kind of it's so
Super
quirky.
Bowl.
Yeah, you know, that stuff.
Tuesday.
Yeah. We like the O's.
Right.
I'm like, okay, I get it. But, you know, I learned to love crabs, I can tell you that.
Can you pick them?
I can pick them, yep, there's no question about it. And, you know, the interesting thing is when I got to Maryland, the quarterback ahead of me, the starting quarterback ahead of me at that time, was a guy by the name of Mike Tice. That tells you about quarterback play at the University of Maryland before I got there.
Right.
Wasn't very good.
Are you a Big Ten grad? Like, how do you classify yourself?
I'm an ACC grad. I grew up in all the ACC fierce rivalries with Duke and North Carolina, Clemson, NC State. And the interesting thing for me, from my perspective, is watching schools like Ohio State and Michigan State and Northwestern and Minnesota and Illinois and Indiana, you know, all coming to Maryland, or our school going there and visiting new schools and being a part of something even bigger than the ACC was. So I've kind of warmed to it, to be honest with you.
What do Big Ten fans need to know about the Boomer Esiason Foundation?
My son Gunnar, who is 26 years old, has cystic fibrosis. We've raised about $150 million in the fight against cystic fibrosis. So we've been trying to be as aggressive as we possibly can in touching as many kids as we can with cystic fibrosis. I think we've at least tried to live up to our mission statement.
Good for you. That's awesome. You had a smooth and long-lasting transition from playing to broadcasting. You've been doing this 20-some years now. Let's talk about me. How am I doing? Critique me, give me, you know, A+, A++. Like, what are your great thoughts on how good I am?
Well, I would think that you're trying very hard, I can tell. And, you know, when you try hard, it's obvious. So I appreciate the attempt at being good. I could say you're a worker. You know, that's always a good thing to say about someone.
I'll take it. High motor.
Right, high motor guy. You're a high intensity guy.
I'll take it.
You're a little bit of Jim Harbaugh, a little bit of Urban Meyer, right? I can see that.
This is way nicer than you should be.
You have a very good fake laugh for TV. Very good, I can tell.
I'm hearing that all the time now.